My beloved child. From the very beginning, when I breathed the first breath of life into you, every detail of your existence was intentional. Every strand of hair, every heartbeat, and every fragile dream within you was touched by my gentle yet sovereign hand. You are not a product of coincidence, but a masterpiece born of divine intention. I shaped your soul with absolute care, not merely so you would exist, but so you would live in the fullness of a purpose so great that only you can fulfill it. You are part of an eternal painting I envisioned before time began, and every stroke of your life reflects my unchanging love. I know there are days when you feel exhausted, nights when your tears fall in silence, and moments when you question whether any of this truly has meaning. But, my child, the trials you are facing are not signs of abandonment. They are evidence that you are being prepared, like gold refined in fire, like soil being tilled before seed is sown. Your soul is being readied to carry the extraordinary outpouring I am about to release. I do not let a single tear you shed fall in vain. Every pain you endure becomes the material from which I forge deeper courage, stronger faith, and lasting endurance within you. When you fall but choose to rise again, when you don't understand but choose to believe, that is when your soul grows in ways the world cannot measure. Dear one, your destiny is not found in temporary achievements or the recognition of others, but in your faithfulness to the small things I have entrusted to you. And it is in the seasons that seem the most ordinary that the greatest spiritual turning points are hidden. I am using what seems insignificant to prepare you for what is extraordinary. The burdens you carry today are strengthening your shoulders to bear eternal weight tomorrow. The relationships that fell apart, the doors that closed, the dreams that seemed to vanish, these are not the end, but the beginning of something new, deeper, and more radiant. I do not see you merely through the lens of the present. I see you through the lens of completion. I see within you a warrior being formed in silence, a humble leader shaped through tears and midnight prayers. I see in you a light that will shine in dark places, a voice that will calm storms in the hearts of others. So do not dismiss what you are walking through today. Do not measure your worth by what you see or hear. Measure it by what I have placed within you: steadfastness, mercy, unshakable faith, and a heart that chooses to love even when wounded. My child, nothing in your life is out of place in my plan. Every step, no matter how winding, every turn, no matter how unexpected, can be used by me to bring you closer to the good purpose I have prepared. Even if you stumble, even if you turn away, I remain patient, loving, and never giving up on you. I am the one who began this journey with you, and I will be the one to complete it. Your destiny does not depend on your ability, but on my unwavering faithfulness and power. So I invite you, do not look at your circumstances with fearful eyes, but with eyes illuminated by my promise. Walk forward, even when the path is unclear. Believe, even when the answer has not yet come. Keep going, even when your emotions scream, give up, because on the other side of this trial, a new person is emerging. It is you, but transformed, strengthened, and empowered by my grace and unfailing love. And when you look back, you will see every tear, every silent prayer, every scar you carry. They are all evidence of a sacred journey that nothing can take away from you. A journey that I, and I alone, have painted with everlasting love, meant for you alone, my beloved child. Now open your heart to listen, For I am about to unveil to you a new chapter, a divine turning point in the journey you are walking. There is someone very close to you who is facing a deep soul-level challenge, a spiritual storm unseen by others, an inner anguish that even they cannot put into words. But, my child, this is not the time for you to shrink back in fear or doubt your own capacity. This is the moment for the light I have planted within you long ago to shine brightly. This is the sacred opportunity for my strength to flow through you like a never-ending river, so that you may become a living vessel of healing, encouragement, and restoration for the wounded soul. I did not allow you to walk through past trials merely so you would grow strong for yourself. Every scar in your heart, every time you rose after falling, every moment you chose to love amid betrayal and disappointment, each of these was preparation for this moment. You were chosen by me, not because you are flawless, but because you have surrendered, not because you know all the answers, but because you listen with your heart, and that very heart, a tender heart that is moved by the pain of others, will be the fertile soil where I plant my living word. When that person comes to you, they may not articulate their pain, they may simply remain silent, bow their head, or offer you a single look. But know this, that is the moment you are called to become a whisper from heaven. The words you speak are not meaningless sounds, they are the rhythm of my own heart. The cool water from the fountain of grace, the first light piercing through someone's darkest night. Do not underestimate the power of a gentle touch, a compassionate glance, or a quiet prayer. For in my hands, even the smallest acts carry the power to melt chains and open a new season for one who is longing for hope. My child, I know there will be times when you feel inadequate. You will wonder, will I say the right words? Will anything I do actually matter? But remember, I do not need you to be perfect. I need you to be present. All I ask is that you remain open so I may pour through you. When you move in love, I will give you the words. When you reach out to lift someone up, I will give you the strength. And when you intercede in the silence, I will act in the unseen places your eyes cannot reach. So do not be afraid. Do not hesitate when I stir your heart. Do not stay silent when I ignite a fire within you. Their story is not only theirs, it is a chapter in your journey as well. A chapter that you will not write alone, but with me, through obedience, faith, and love. In this time, I am sharpening you as an instrument of healing, and I promise you, as you offer yourself as a channel, you will not only see others transformed, but you yourself will be changed. For love given never runs dry. Hope planted in others always becomes a seed that blooms within your own soul. And my presence will forever surround you as you step into the role I have prepared for you since before time began. My beloved, there are moments when you look at your circumstances and feel like everything is falling apart, like you are drowning in a storm with no shore in sight. You may be facing silent wounds, buried disappointments, or doors slammed shut without warning. But I want you to pause, listen deeply, and remember that within you lies something greater than all you face. Me, the Almighty, dwelling in your soul. The strength you need does not come from this world, nor from human effort. It comes from my living presence within you. So stop focusing on the mountain you are climbing, and start fixing your eyes on the one who is climbing with you, the one who has placed within you the power to overcome. Not because you are strong, but because of the unshakable love I have for you. You are not merely someone trying to survive your circumstances, you are someone destined to triumph in the midst of them, created to rise from the ashes, anointed to bring life into the midst of desolation. I know the present trial may blur your vision. It makes you think that everything is coming to an end. But my child, this is not the end. This is the divine beginning of a profound transformation that the natural eye cannot yet perceive. Just as a seed must be buried in cold, dark soil before it can sprout, you too are being placed by me into a season of hidden earth, not to be forgotten, but to be prepared. No one admires the beauty of a grown tree, yet wishes to skip the burial stage of the seed. But it is precisely in that hiddenness where the miracle quietly unfolds. What you are going through is not meaningless, and it is not a punishment. It is the place where your roots grow deep, where your faith is tested, your will refined, and where you begin to understand more clearly the one who formed you not merely to survive, but to live fully in your eternal calling. Do not be quick to judge the outcome based on what you see in the moment. Do not let the voice of doubt drown out the whisper of life that is preparing to rise within you. I am at work, even in the silence, even when there are no visible signs. I am still moving, like an underground spring saturating the earth before bursting into a stream. So too is my grace saturating every hidden corner of your heart, preparing for a new season ahead. A season in which you will no longer be just a bearer of burdens, but one who lifts others up, not merely a survivor, but a source of light, not only one who has been saved, but a vessel of salvation. So be courageous, not with the kind of courage that comes from a lack of fear, but with the boldness to keep walking even when your knees tremble. Stand firm upon the foundation of truth, that you are victorious, not because you never fell, but because you did not stay in the place where you fell. It is when you choose to believe in me, in the darkness, when you lift your head amidst the voices of failure, when you whisper prayers through a trembling voice, that heaven trembles, and the process of transformation begins. You are a warrior in my hand, a light in the night, a seed once buried, but now preparing to rise into a mighty forest. And I want you to remind those around you of the same truth. There is someone in your life who needs to hear this, that the battle they are facing is not meant to destroy them, but to birth them into a new form. Let your words become the first drop of water touching the dry soil of their heart. Let your love be the proof that I am still with them. And remember, you are not acting alone. I am with you, breathing into every word, placing life into every action, and anointing every moment you dare to step out of your comfort zone to love as I have loved you. You are living proof that life is stronger than death, that light triumphs over darkness, and that love always has the final word. Rise up, my beloved, for glory is about to be revealed through you, and the harvest season is closer than ever. My beloved child, in the sacred journey I have entrusted to you, you do not need to be the one who holds all the answers, nor carry the burden of explaining everything that is unfolding. For your role is not in knowing everything, but in being deeply present, a presence through which I may reveal myself. The world is overflowing with noise, with opinions, debates, and hurried words. But I am not looking for a mouthful of arguments. I am seeking a heart that listens, a soul that knows how to be still so I can speak. Therefore, I do not need you to say much or do something grand. What I ask is for you to be willing to become a quiet vessel, yet full of light, a gentle refuge where weary souls can encounter me without fear or doubt. Let your heart become a peaceful garden where my presence can settle like the morning dew. When you step into the space of someone who is wounded, confused, or longing for something they cannot yet name, it is the peace within you, born of your union with me, that will cause them to pause, open up, and begin their journey of healing. You do not need to push, preach, or correct, only to be present with a tender heart. And I will act, for when you choose stillness, that is when I begin to speak. When you lay aside your worries and personal agendas, that is when I fill you with words from heaven. And when you allow my spirit to lead you, every glance, every gesture, every word you speak will carry a transformative power, not from yourself, but from me. You are a lighthouse in the night, not because you try to shine, but because you allow my light to flow through you, like a simple lantern that does not produce its own flame but glows brightly when filled with fire. So are you. You do not need to strive to be anything other than who you are. As long as you guard the flame of my love burning deep within your soul, you do not know when others will come, carrying the burdens of their hearts and the confusion of their paths. But I do, and I will arrange that moment, leading them to you not because you are great, but because you are humble, not because you are strong, but because you trust. And it is that trust, that sincere love, that intimate connection between you and me that will become the foundation for their healing. Beloved child, the love you extend to others is not separate from me. It is the continuation of the love I first planted within your heart. Every time you love someone in their pain, you are connecting them to the very love I poured out over you in your brokenness. Every moment you choose to listen patiently, to comfort without judgment, to lift someone up without condition, you are helping open a spiritual door for me to enter. And when they are healed, you, too, are healed on a deeper level. When they find me through you, you also begin to see me more clearly within yourself. This mission is not merely an external task. It is a parallel journey, one where both you and those you touch are transformed. So do not let the fear of saying the wrong thing silence you, and do not let the burden of getting it right strip away your gentleness. If you are simply willing to step forward with a heart of love, I will take care of the rest. I am not seeking perfection from you. I am seeking obedience, not obedience driven by fear, but by trust that when you open your heart, I will fill it. When you yield yourself, I will use you. And when you remain connected to me, you become a vessel through which I can draw near to another soul. And remember, my child, light never has to shout. It only needs to be present. And the world is desperate for that light, gentle, patient, and full of love reflected through you. So let your silence become a dwelling place for my presence. Let your love for them be a voice without words that echoes into the depths of their soul. And trust that, in the darkness they face, your presence saturated in me will be the flame that leads them home. Not to you, but to me, the one who chose to reach them through you. One step at a time. Beloved one, there will be moments in life when everything seems to be pulling away from you, when light feels like it has withdrawn, leaving you standing alone in a heavy, endless shadow. You may not even say it aloud, but within you, a silent storm brews fear, doubt, and the aching sense of being left behind, unseen, misunderstood. But I want you to know a sacred, unchanging truth. I have never left your side, not for a single moment. Even when you cannot sense my presence, I am there, silent, yet near, hidden, but never absent, always watching over the rhythm of your heart. When the voices of doubt grow louder, whispering lies that you are not enough, that you are alone, that I have forgotten you, pause. Listen deeply, for even then, I am calling your name amid the chaos. My voice does not scream, nor does it force itself upon you. It is a gentle reminder, a tender breath of unwavering love. I am your shepherd not only on the sunny hills but through the darkest valleys, where you no longer know where you're headed or if anyone walks with you. I am not waiting for you at the end of the path. I am walking with you through every breath, every stumble, every unspoken tear. Not one tear of yours goes unseen by me. The times you weep alone in the quiet of night, the sighs no one else hears, the inner battles no one else knows. I see them all. I remember them. I hold them close to my heart as silent prayers, full of power. I don't just know your pain, I understand it. I feel every emotion you haven't yet named, every fear you try to hide, every disappointment that tears at you when it seems like everything is against you. And it is precisely in those deepest, darkest places, the places you think you've been forgotten, that I am closest to you. You are not abandoned, even when your emotions say otherwise, even when circumstances scream the opposite. The unchanging truth remains. You are loved, protected, and surrounded by my unconditional love. Do not let what you see and hear drown out the faith I've placed in your heart. I am working silently, powerfully. I am rearranging everything for your deepest good. Even when you cannot yet perceive or understand it, there are things only time can reveal. Blessings that can only be born through seasons of testing. And there are seasons where I do not remove you from the storm, because I am teaching you to stand in it, to hear my voice in the thunder, to recognize my light through the clouds. I do not promise you will always feel comfortable, but I promise you will never be alone. I do not promise things will always go your way, but I promise they will unfold with a purpose far higher, purer, and more timely than you can imagine. Sometimes, my silence is not absence, but an invitation for you to step deeper into trust. Sometimes, my delay is not denial, but preparation for something better that your heart is not yet ready to receive. So, my dear child, lean on me. Don't force yourself to be strong when you feel weak. I do not love you because you are strong. I love you in your weakness. And it is in your collapse into my arms that you begin to rise again with strength from heaven. Give me your fear. Do not keep it bottled inside. Open your heart to me, even with just a whisper. Father, I'm tired. That is enough for me to come near, hold you close, and remind you that you are not alone, never were, and never will be. So when the darkest days come, do not despair. Remember, the light has not vanished, it has only hidden itself for a moment, so that you might learn to trust without seeing. Trust me, even when your heart is uncertain. Keep going, even if it's just one small step at a time. And when you feel you can't take another step, know this: I will carry you, for my love for you does not tire, does not change, and is not bound by feelings or circumstances. It is eternal, stronger than death, more enduring than time, and wide enough to embrace every part of you, both your strength and your fragility. I am yours, and you are forever mine. Beloved child, there will be seasons in life when you feel lost in a maze of unanswered questions. Your heart will be filled with worries, uncertainties, and pressures that feel too heavy to bear as you wait in the unknown. I see all of it, and I understand every small yet weighty emotion within you. But in the midst of all the uncertainty, there is one thing you can trust completely. I know the plans I have for you. They are not born of randomness or luck. They are plans I have written with unconditional love and divine wisdom that surpasses human understanding. They are not to harm you, but to guide you into spiritual abundance, to give you a future full of hope and light. No matter how dark your present may seem, you often think that to live rightly, you must have all the answers, that you must be strong, unwavering, never weak, never doubtful. But I want to tell you this: it is in your weakest moments, in the very times you feel most helpless, that my power works most strongly in you. Not because you are able, but because I am your strength in every place you lack. My grace is not just forgiveness, it is breath. It is life. It is the strength that lifts you when you can't stand on your own. You don't have to hold it all together. You only need to let go. Let go of control. Let go of the stubborn desire to understand everything, and instead, fall into my arms like a child who trusts that their father holds everything, even when they cannot see what is coming next. I know that sometimes you pray but still feel anxious. You offer me your petitions, yet still carry your fears in your heart. But child, learn to truly release. Offer me not just your words, but your whole heart with its cracks, Ivoire, its dark places that you dare not show anyone. I am not just the one who listens, I am the one who heals. I don't just want to hear your worries, I want to carry them and exchange them for peace the world cannot give. Don't try to fix everything with your own strength. Let me lead. Don't grow weary trying to always be right. Always know the way. Always appear okay. You don't have to be any of that in my presence. Here with me, you can drop every mask, every burden, and find true rest for your weary soul. And remember, nothing you are facing today is outside of my control. I haven't missed a single moment of your life. Whether you're rejoicing or weeping, every detail fits within the loving design of a plan I have written just for you. You think you need answers to keep going, but what you truly need is trust. Trust that I am going before you, clearing the way, removing obstacles, shaping you with every step. I do not ask for perfection. I ask for faithfulness. Faithfulness to walk, to surrender, to love, even when you don't understand, to keep going, even when you don't see results. My beloved child, if you could see everything from my perspective, you would understand why I allow certain doors to close, why some dreams are placed on hold, and why certain people step out of your life. But since you cannot yet see what I see, allow me to be your eyes, your compass, the one who holds your hand in the midst of the storm. Surrender to me all the burdens that weigh heavily on your heart, the anxiety about the future, the fear of failure, the voice of doubt whispering in your mind. Let me exchange them for peace, for hope, for a steadfastness that is not rooted in emotion but grounded in eternal truth. I do not simply want you to survive the trial. I want you to grow, to be strengthened, and to know that you are covered by a love that cannot be shaken. And when you offer to me everything you are carrying, you will receive something more precious than anything else, my living and unchanging presence in your life. That very presence will become the fire that warms your soul in the coldest nights, the light that guides your path in the darkness, the gentle whisper that reminds you, I am here, and I am leading you. So, my dear child, do not fear when you don't have all the answers. Do not be anxious when your strength feels small. Just remember that you are mine, the one who knew the plan from the beginning, the one walking with you in the present, and the one who has already prepared a good future awaiting you. You are never alone, and you are never unloved. My beloved child, in every moment of your life, whether you are standing atop the mountain of joy or walking through the deep valley of loneliness, never forget this unchanging truth. You are deeply and unconditionally loved. My love for you is not based on performance, not dependent on ability or the perfection you strive for. It does not waver with circumstances or fleeting emotions. It does not diminish when you are weak, and it does not increase when you try to appear worthy. My love is an eternal foundation, the source of all life, the unshakable promise that you will always belong to me. Nothing in the heights of heaven nor the depths of the earth, no power, no trial, no persecution or pain can separate you from that love. I chose you before you knew yourself, and I engraved your name upon the palm of my hand where time cannot erase it, where no shadow can hide it. You are my precious treasure, not because of any great accomplishment, but simply because you are my child. In the eyes of the world, you may feel small, but in my heart, you are irreplaceable. The reason I sing with joy every morning, every step you take is watched over. Every tear you shed is held by me. Every shattered dream is cradled in my arms. I am not only present when you succeed or when you worship, I am with you even when you doubt, when you are afraid, when your heart is weary and you feel like there is nothing left to cling to. It is in those very moments that my love shines the brightest, not as a distant concept, but as a living strength that holds you when all you have left is a fragile faith. Take heart, my beloved, for I am always at work, even when your eyes do not see, even when your circumstances have not yet changed. I am doing something new in your life. Do you perceive it? In the dry desert of your soul, where it once seemed nothing could grow, I am carving a pathway. In the wilderness you thought was barren, I am causing fresh rivers to spring forth where life will rise and healing will flow. Do not limit what I can do based on your past experiences or your present limitations. I am the God who transcends all that is seen, and I am not bound by logic or time. What the enemy once meant to harm you, betrayal, hurt, loss, I will transform into good, like gold refined in fire, like pearls formed through pressure and hidden darkness. I am the Lord not only of the bright days, but of the darkest nights. I am the restorer, the one who reclaims what was stolen. I am the Redeemer, the one who bears the burden you could never carry alone, the one who trades the ashes of your life for something beautiful. I do not promise that you will never weep, but I do promise I will wipe away every tear. I do not promise that you will never be wounded, but I promise that every wound will be healed by my love. Trust in me not because you understand everything, but because I am trustworthy. So, my child, with each step, whether across deserts or through the valley of death, hold tightly to my word. Do not let the voice of doubt drown out the voice of truth. Do not let circumstances blur the promise. Look to me, the one who chose you, the one who walks with you, and the one who will never leave you behind. Let your heart rest in the assurance that you are loved. You are protected, and you are being led into something more beautiful than you can now imagine, even when you do not feel it. I am working, even when you do not understand. I am making a way, even when you cannot see the future. I am writing a good ending. And remember, nothing can erase my love for you. No one can replace you in my heart. That love is the foundation upon which you rise each day, the wellspring from which you survive the storm, the reason you hope even after you have fallen. I am faithful not because you are always right, but because I always love, and I will fulfill all that I have promised. For you are mine, and I am yours, forever. My beloved child, be still now, and let your heart deeply feel this. You are not present in this moment by accident, not by coincidence, not by a vague sequence of random events, but by a divine orchestration, woven from my infinite wisdom and eternal love. You were brought here at the right place, at the right time, by a hand that sees farther than your eyes can see and understands deeper than your mind can grasp. And so, my child, I call you to place your full trust in the mission I have planted in your heart. Do not let doubt make you hesitate. Do not let fear dim the light that burns brightly within your soul. This mission is not a burden, but an honor, not a pressure, but a sacred invitation to walk in divine partnership with me, your Creator, who loves you more than you love yourself. Trust, my child, that the wisdom which brought you here is also the strength that will keep you. Believe that when you speak, it is not merely your voice, but an echo of life, of healing, of heaven's guidance. You will not need to strain for words or strive to be enough, for I will pour the precise words through your lips at the very moment they are needed. Just as a stream does not try to flow, so my words within you will come forth gentle yet powerful, simple yet profound, enough to reach the driest places of the human heart. What you need, I will provide. What you lack, I will supply. Do not be anxious about the results, for what I seek is your obedience, not your perfection. Never think you are acting alone. Do not let silent seasons or waiting periods cause you to doubt my presence. I am the one who placed time into the heart of the universe, who called light out of darkness, and I am the same, one silently working with you in every small step you take. My divine wisdom, crafted for this very moment, placed you in the perfect position, aligned your life with holy precision, will continue to sustain you, inspire you, and guide you through every decision and action needed to fulfill your calling. You are not merely called to serve, you are partnering with me in the great work of restoration, encouragement, and healing for souls longing to be touched by love. Your obedience is not a forced duty, but the expression of deep trust. Every time you step forward in response to my call, even when you cannot see what lies ahead, you are honoring me in the most sacred way. It is worship in action, a yes from a courageous heart, a love that rises above calculation or comprehension. When you take that first step, even trembling, yet still moving forward, you are living out a spiritual offering, one that needs no spotlight, no applause, yet shakes heaven with the beauty of quiet surrender. You may not see the results immediately. You may not even know whom you're touching, but I see it all. I see every time you choose love over judgment, patience over anger, intercession over turning away. I see every time you dare to take one more step, even when the path is unclear. And it is precisely these seemingly small choices that make an eternal difference. You are sowing seeds of life into the spiritual realm. And one day, when the time is ripe, those seeds will bloom into a great harvest, a harvest of salvation, of hope restored, and of hearts returning to the light. So, my beloved child, keep believing. Walk by faith. Even if you only see the next step, speak out, even if your voice trembles. Love, even if you've been wounded. Serve, even if no one knows your name, because I know, I see, and I remember, nothing you do for me is in vain. Every act of faithfulness, every sacrifice, every quiet obedience is etched deeply in my book and will bear fruit in its due season. You are not merely fulfilling a duty, you are living out the deepest purpose of your life. And as you walk with me, it is not only you who will be transformed, but the entire world around you will feel my presence through you. Keep believing, child of the light. For I who began a good work in you will carry it to completion until the day it is fulfilled. My beloved, as you stand at the threshold of the sacred mission I prepared for you since before time began, pause for a moment and let your heart be filled with this profound truth. You are loved more deeply than you have ever imagined, felt, or hoped. This love is not shallow like fleeting human promises, nor is it conditional upon your success or failure. It is eternal, boundless, and unshakable, a love from the one who wove you together with the very breath of life. Every step you've taken, every time you fell and rose again, every sleepless night spent in silent tears, and all the days you thought you were invisible, none of it has escaped my tender and intentional gaze. Nothing in your journey is meaningless. All of it is being woven into a mysterious tapestry in which you are the focal point, the chosen one, the vessel I am using to bring light into places once covered in darkness. You are not the result of randomness. Nothing about your existence is by accident or blind fate. You are part of a grand design, predetermined by the Creator who placed the stars in the sky and also engraved your name upon His heart. Do not define yourself by the limits you see in the mirror or the mistakes etched into your memory. You are not small, not a misplaced piece in the vast universe. You are a precious vessel, carefully chosen to carry the love and power of heaven, a divine instrument I long to use to restore what was lost, rebuild what was broken, and ignite hope in souls who thought their faith had died out. My child, open your heart fully, hold nothing back in doubt. Do not keep closed the rooms still haunted by fear or pain. You cannot step fully into your calling if you still carry the thought that you are unworthy. I did not choose you because you were unblemished. I chose you precisely because through your cracks, my light can shine most powerfully and authentically. Let go of every lie that ever whispered, you're not good enough, that you're not special. Because if you truly believe that the Almighty is speaking directly to your soul, then you must also believe that within you lies an extraordinary potential, not born from yourself, but from the one who placed His own life within you. Look around, everything is working for your good. From the evident blessings to the challenges that seem like obstacles, it is no coincidence that your heart stirs when you hear my voice. It is not by accident that one door opens, a certain person walks into your life, or that moment arrives precisely on time. Everything is being supernaturally aligned, for the whole universe is not moving against you, but forming you, shaping you to step into the exact position where you can live out the full reason for your existence. You are not alone in this vast expanse. You are moving within a divine flow, where every movement, every breath has purpose, and every step you take is guided by my unfailing wisdom. My child, do not fear the greatness that is rising within you, the deep longings you carry, the dreams you once hid. The ideas too lofty to speak aloud, they are not illusions. They are echoes of a sacred calling I planted in you before you were born. And now, as you stand on the brink of its fulfillment, dare to cross over with courage. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. Readiness is not born of emotion, but of surrender. Step forward in trust, and you will see me provide all that you lack. Say yes in faith, and you will see doors open that no man can shut. I am speaking directly to your soul, not through intermediaries, not in distant symbols. I, the Almighty, The compassionate one, the unchanging one, am calling you into the fullness I prepared for you. Rise up, my beloved, not by your own strength, but by the power of heaven. Let every step you take declare that you are chosen. You are loved, and you are living not just to exist, but to reveal my glory. And as you walk this path, not only your life will be transformed, but other souls will awaken through the light you carry. Step in, do not delay. The threshold is open wide, and I, myself, stand waiting for you at this sacred beginning. My beloved child, in the whirlwind of busy days and anxious thoughts, when your mind is heavy with questions unanswered and your heart tangled in things you cannot control, I call you to pause, not to retreat from reality, but to return to something sacred and unshakable, my mercy. Take a quiet moment to reflect on all the times I have shown up in your life, not only in great miracles, but in the smallest and quietest details. The moments I placed someone by your side just when you needed comfort. The days you thought you would collapse, but somehow found strength to keep going. The gentle words from a stranger. The doors that closed to protect you from what you couldn't yet understand. And even the prayers you once believed were forgotten, but are in fact unfolding in ways far beyond your limited understanding. Let your mind walk back through the lands you've crossed, places where you once hurt, once feared, once doubted, and then look again. Was I not there through it all? I never left you alone in the dark. I did not remain silent to wound you, but to teach you how to listen through faith. I did not delay because I forgot your prayers, but because I was preparing something better than you ever dared to ask for. When you begin to see my mercy in every step of your journey, your prayers will begin to shift. They will no longer rise out of anxious pleading, but will flow from a deep river of gratitude, and that gratitude will become the key that unlocks heaven's gates. My child, let your words not flow from lack, but from remembrance, remembering that I am merciful. I am faithful. I have never broken a single promise. Pray not because you're frightened of what's to come, but because you trust the one who has walked you through all that has already been. Pray with deep gratitude not only for what has happened, but for what I am now bringing about in silence, beyond what your eyes can see. And from that place, from a heart filled with awareness of, my goodness, bring to me the needs of the one you love. You do not need eloquence or many words. I do not measure prayers by their complexity, but by their sincerity. I do not look at your sentences. I look at the heart behind them. Speak with compassion. My child, speak as if you are embracing their pain, as if you are stepping into the inner world they cannot express. Speak with all the love you have, for then your words will become more than sounds. They will become a powerful intercession. Do not fear that you don't know exactly what they need, for I already know, even before your lips part. Do not worry about leaving anything out, for I do not need information. I need your heart to stand in the gap on their behalf before my throne of grace. Believe that every time you intercede with a broken heart, heaven listens with full attention. Every time you raise your hands for someone else, I extend mine to act. You do not pray into a void. You are speaking to the one who formed every strand of hair on the head of the one you love. You are addressing the one who knows the roots of their wounds, the things they hide behind a smile, the dreams they have abandoned, and even the despair they dare not speak aloud. And when you lift them up to me in sincerity, you are not only entrusting them to my grace, you are becoming a partner in the restoration work I am doing. Through your obedience in prayer, I am making a way to move, sometimes through immediate healing, sometimes through gradual transformation, but always through the movement of heavenly power. So, my child, When you come to me, do not come with empty hands, but with a heart overflowing with gratitude. Remember, reflect, and inscribe these things upon your heart. Let your words not be driven by panic, but by trust in the kindness that has preserved you and continues to surround the one you love. And when you pray like this, you will realize that you are not only shifting something in the unseen world, but your own heart is being transformed, becoming lighter, deeper, and closer to me than ever before. I am listening, and I will act, not because you prayed perfectly, but because you chose to draw near with a sincere heart. That is what I cherish, and that is where miracles begin. My beloved child, when you truly love someone, your heart does not only yearn for goodness in their present, it longs for their soul to be fully alive in light and in eternal life. True love does not stop at visible gestures, but reaches into the quiet, powerful depths of intercession. You may not always be able to be near them, nor fix everything they go through, nor shield them from the storms in their mind and spirit. But you can do the most noble thing of all. You can lift up their soul in prayer. That is the gift no one can see with earthly eyes, but it is an eternal seed sown in the invisible realm, touching my heart and shaking heaven. When you choose to pray not only for their health, work, or immediate needs, but for their spiritual growth and their relationship with me, you are loving them in the most sacred and profound way love can reach. Come before me and ask for something eternal on their behalf. Ask that their hearts be awakened from lukewarmness, from the trance of hollow routines, from the busyness that makes them forget what truly matters. Plead with me to stir within them a holy longing, a hunger for my presence so deep that nothing else on earth can satisfy but me. Ask that they feel empty when far from me, and fulfilled only when returning to my embrace. Intercede that their thirst for my word becomes an essential need, like breath to the body, like water to the desert soul. Let your prayer become the bridge that leads them to realize that true life is not found in what they can grasp, but in the one who has held them even before they knew him. Ask that their heart become soft soil where my spirit can dwell, not as a guest, but as the true master. Ask that their hearts no longer be a place of turmoil ruled by anxiety, nor driven by wounds or doubts, but a place where peace reigns. Righteousness abides, a place where the battle between light and darkness ceases, and my kingdom is fully established. Ask that every part of their soul, their will, their emotions, their thoughts be brought under my guidance, so that they do not merely exist, but live according to the divine purpose I etched into their life from the beginning. And when you pray like this, ask me to reveal myself to them in ways they can understand, feel, and recognize. Do not merely pray for loud spiritual experiences. Ask for intimate encounters, those sacred moments, shared only between them and me. Plead that I lead them to understand my kindness, not just through books, but through their daily life, through every tear I wipe, every wound I heal, every simple act through which I express my supernatural love. Ask that they see my hand not only when I open doors, but also when I close them, not only when I speak in thunderous declarations, but also in the quiet stillness filled with authority. Finally, my child, pray that their steps remain steadfast on the straight path. The world has many crossroads, and the human heart easily strays without the light of guidance. Ask that they not be swept away by fleeting things, not be lured by the soft but deceptive call of darkness. Ask me to keep their feet grounded in truth, not just walking, but walking rightly, not just living, but living worthily. pray that when they grow weary, I will lead them beside still waters, where confusion subsides, where their soul is restored, refreshed, and renewed to continue the journey with a heart fully alive. Do not underestimate your prayers. Even if they are only whispered in the night, they do not fall into emptiness. They do not vanish into nothing. They rise straight to my throne, and I hear every word, every sob, every silent breath laced with your heart. When you intercede, you are participating in a sacred work that no one else can do in your place. I chose you not because you are strong, but because you know how to love with faithful devotion. So, my beloved, continue to pray. Do not lose heart if results are not immediate. Trust that in the depths, the seed you planted in prayer is taking root, is being nurtured by me, and will bear fruit in due season. And as you pray for another's soul, your own soul is expanded to enter a new depth of the love I have for both of you. My dear child, when you lift your heart to pray for someone, I desire that you not stop at their present needs, their current pain, or the worries surrounding them. I invite you to widen your vision through the eyes of faith, to go beyond the limits of now and behold the future I am weaving for them, a future not bound by circumstances, not confined by what your eyes can see, but shaped by my eternal love and wisdom. When you pray for their future, you are not merely offering a blessing, you are actively partnering with me to open a new path, a spiritual gateway, where what exceeds human imagination becomes reality under the hand of the Almighty. Trust that I never lead anyone halfway only to abandon them. I do not place divine desires in their hearts just to let them wither, nor do I allow them to wander aimlessly through the wilderness forever. Every deep dream in their soul, every fragile hope they cling to, I care for each one. So pray that I go before them, clearing the path for a future filled with hope. Ask me to intervene, to tear down every invisible obstacle, those that cause them to doubt themselves, that lead them off course from their true purpose, or drag them into spirals of despair and fear. Some barriers are faceless, yet they quietly hinder, sowing uncertainty and hesitation. But a single prayer from a sincere heart can become a spiritual sword that severs those invisible chains. Also, ask me to open the right doors, not just ones of convenience or status, but those aligned with my good, pleasing, and perfect will. Do not ask merely for what is easiest, ask for what is most right. Ask that I lead them into spaces where they grow not only in talent, but in kindness, gratitude, and the ability to partner with others in love. The doors I open will never bring confusion, for where I am, there is peace. And at the same time, be bold to ask me to shut every door not meant for them, even those they once hoped for, pleaded for, or believed were good. For my no is not rejection, but protection. Not every beautiful door leads to light, and I love them enough not to let them enter a space not anointed for them. Pray that in the days to come, they will not merely pass through life, but truly live, that they will be given opportunities not only to succeed for themselves, but to become a blessing to others. Ask me to grant them influence not for their own recognition, but so that they may become a light for those lost in the dark. Intercede that wherever they go, darkness must retreat, and those who are weary might find hope simply through the peaceful presence they carry. A soul filled with life from me will never keep the light to itself, but will know how to spread it through love, through words, through timely silence, and through a healing presence. And more than success or recognition, pray that I would fill their future days with true joy, with unwavering purpose, and with a fulfillment that does not fade with time. Ask me to give them a life rooted deeply in fellowship with me, so that their joy would not depend on what they possess, but on the one to whom they belong. Pray that they will walk each day with the firm assurance that they were not created to compete with others, but to live fully the unique purpose I have planted within them. And as they serve me in work, in family, or in community, may they taste the deep satisfaction that only comes to those who live out the reason for which they were created. My child, when you pray like this, you are not only building a future for someone else, but you are also expanding your own heart to step deeper into what I am doing. Intercession is never a passive act. It is walking alongside me, declaring your faith in my power, and yielding fully with the understanding that I love them more than you ever could, and that I will do what is best, in the right time, and in ways you could never anticipate. So continue praying with faith, with compassion, and with an unshakable belief that I, who began a good work in them, will be faithful to complete it, according to the glorious plan I have written from the beginning. My beloved child, in the moments when your heart feels weary, when your prayers seem to vanish into the stillness, when your physical eyes see no sign of change, I want you to know, not a single word of your prayer has been forgotten. Do not let temporary silence discourage you. Do not allow the waiting to make you doubt my kindness. I see every tear you've shed for the one you love. I understand every whispered prayer lifted from a broken yet hopeful heart. That is unconditional love, and when that love is poured into intercession, it becomes a divine force no darkness can withstand. Do not grow tired. My child, do not mistake delay for silence, nor silence for absence. Just because you do not see something happening does not mean nothing is. I am at work, but in my way, quietly, deeply, surely far beyond human understanding. There are interventions that cannot be measured by time or feeling, but can only be understood when looked back upon through the light of my faithfulness. Believe that while you are praying, I am rearranging the pieces of a greater picture your eyes have not yet seen. Doors you thought had slammed shut may actually be preparing to open at the appointed moment. Walls that seemed impenetrable may already be cracking from within. Hearts that felt hardened may be softening under the gentle stream of my spirit. Do not judge my movement by the silence. Judge it by my promises. For my promises are the lamp that lights your way in the night. I am the God who is never late. Every word that proceeds from my mouth carries creative power and life. I do not speak lightly. I do not promise and forget. All my promises are yes and amen in Christ. What I begin, I will bring to completion. Whether you see it or not, whether you understand it or not, trust that my timing is perfect, not early, not late, but right on time. And in the waiting, I do not leave you alone. I do not watch from afar. I am right here holding your hand through every prayer, through every kneeling moment of silence, through every night you whisper their name in longing for them to walk in the light. Keep praying not because I need to be reminded, but because your heart needs to stay close to mine. Prayer is the sacred thread that keeps you in the flow of faith. It is how you resist being swept away by what your eyes see or your ears hear. Keep trusting, even when your heart trembles. Trusting doesn't mean you have no questions. It means choosing to place your confidence in me, even when many things remain unclear. And as you pray, learn to rest in the assurance that I am with you, not as a distant God, but as a merciful Father who knows every beat of your heart. You may not be able to control the outcome, but you can choose what you believe. You may not shorten the waiting, but you can choose to wait in rest rather than anxiety. Believe that my love for the one you are interceding for runs deeper than even your own. Remember, I love them with a love that is perfect, sacrificial, and unchanging. And if I love them enough to give my only son for their redemption, will I not continue to act to lead them to fullness? So, my precious one, be steadfast. Do not give up. Do not let fatigue blur the vision of what I am doing. Keep sowing prayers with tears, for in due season, you will reap with joy. Keep hoping, for hope in me never disappoints. And keep your heart in peace, for I am here, I am working, I am listening, and I will fulfill all that I have promised. You never walk alone. In this tear-stained journey of intercession, I walk with you. Heaven is listening, and life is budding day by day, hour by hour, in the sacred silence, unseen by human eyes. But in the time I have appointed, everything you have prayed in faith will become a living testimony to my eternal faithfulness. Amen. As a child of God, He is with you in every moment, gently reminding you to live by faith and abide in His unfailing love. Follow and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single word. I speak from heaven. Amen.